All right, no daily drive. This makes this daily drive number 5. Tomorrow will be 2 weeks, so that'd be cool. Today was a pretty good day. I just stopped and bought a bunch of my favorite candy to eat in the car because I'm just trying to do anything to. I don't know if eating shitty food every day is the right habit to build, but I needed something in the car. Obviously, this video is, or I should say, making these videos is part of the solution, but I'm not always making a video. Sometimes I'm on the phone. When I'm on the phone, I might just be listening. And an hour of listening to a conference call or having a conversation with somebody, if it's rather lengthy, those are times when I used to love having some nicotine. So right now it's just brutal being on one of the conference calls. But now that that's done, I stopped, got some gas, got myself a Butterfinger. I got my water, so fill that thing up about 4 or 5 times a day. I guess that makes it a decent day for hydration. You know, one thing I did today was I took this class. A few other people in it. Safety specialist, operations analyst, another mid-level manager. And one thing I learned was there's always this willingness to like take on other tasks from this 4 people. That's kind of why we're all in this class. People that are willing to do whatever the requirements are to get to the next level or have interest in moving up further than where we're currently at. You don't have to take the class if you're in our roles. If you maybe thought like, yeah, this is pretty much where I'm at, I'm going to retire out of. You might still take the class just to be better in your current role, but you wouldn't have to. Whereas it's kind of like a prerequisite almost to like anything above where I'm currently at. So in this class of overachievers, if you'd like to call it that, I don't really think of it that way, I just think of achievers. But in this class of people that are trying to achieve a little bit more, there is a consensus that no one is paid what they're actually worth. Everybody's underpaid. Consensus among those 3 and then the class leader, instructor. I always say, I don't know, I feel like I'm paid pretty well to not do that much work. Like, I don't feel like I'm asked to do anything that's unreasonable. I think a lot of prices in society right now are more unreasonable than my pay is unreasonable. Do I think I should be paid more? Of course, everybody wants to be paid more. But I don't actually think that the work that I do is like rocket science or anything. I can't imagine that, like, I don't know, what do I deserve to make? Maybe 15-20% more, we'll say. But then does that mean everybody deserves to make 15-20% more? I don't know. I just know that paying for things right now is rough for probably a lot of people. So I know if I think that paying for things sucks, there's a lot of people that don't make as much money than me or as me, and they're in an even worse situation. The only way I could help them is by trying to help them get promoted, maybe, or get a better paying job in a different field. But let's be real. If everybody just went into the highest paying fields, how does the rest of the world continue to operate? Because some roles that we don't pay a decent wage to are a necessity to our society, even though we don't think about it. Like there's a talk of UPS going on strike. I don't think people can imagine what happens at this UPS facility in its surrounding area, or however many facilities are involved. But even if it's just one, man, that could really hurt service for those facilities, for those people in that area, people that rely on daily, weekly, scheduled, whatever deliveries, shipments, pickups, whatever. Like, even a 3-day strike can really hurt. So I'm interested to see what happens, how things transpire with that story. I don't know. I guess I just find it interesting that I work with a lot of people that would tell you that we're underpaid, which I guess then makes me think that I'm underpaid as well. But I really say to myself, like, it used to only take like $20 to fill up my car with gas. Like, no joke. Like $20 used to get me quite a bit of gas. $20 doesn't really get you shit anymore at the gas pump, right? But if it did, if gas was like $1.87 somehow, man, I'd be saving hundreds of dollars a month with how much I drive. At which point I would either be investing it or, paying for my kids' stuff or getting a tooth fixed or something like that, right? So it's really just the price of things. I mean, I used to be able to get 2 candy bars and a Mountain Dew for like $5 or less, but now it's like $9 almost. It is what it is, though. Such is life right now. Really excited. Got some leftover chicken Alfredo at home, so after I pick up the kids, hopefully it'll be easy to get Lincoln to maybe eat a little dinner. Assuming he hasn't ate at the grandparents'. I know the lighting kind of sucks, so maybe I should sit like this. I don't know. I guess I don't really give a crap. One thing I find interesting at work too is you hear about people who do or don't get jobs and why. The ones that did get roles tell you why they think they got their role, and why people that didn't get their roles will tell you why they thought they didn't get the role that they applied for. I find it all fascinating. I mean, I obviously do the same mental games or whatever in my own head when I apply for a role and either get chosen or don't get chosen, right? But the perspectives that some people have that like I was held back because like I couldn't be replaced, like that one I don't think is it as often as people like to say it. I don't think I've ever said it. I'm actually confident that I've never said that. But I know some people that are adamant that they weren't chosen for a role because they don't think that there's anybody that can replace them. But if you look at who ended up being chosen for that role, like they also had just ascended to a higher level at this company already than this other person. So like they just took the person with the maybe not more experience in terms of quantity of years, but maybe more experience in terms of quality of experience, because they've had more roles and higher roles, so they're going to be better suited for this specific one. But the idea that you can't be replaced, I don't think that that's that common. Maybe in some sort of small businesses that can happen, I guess. But when I think about like a big corporation, like if I'm the best in my role right now and I'm making my boss's life a breeze and I apply for a role that is then at my boss's level, the person that hires at that level doesn't care how easy you're making your boss's life. They want you to come make their life easier. So like they're just gonna snag you. I don't think they're gonna be like, you're doing so well in that role and you seem like such a desirable candidate that it wouldn't make sense to move you up because we'd never be able to replace you downward. Like they'd have to replace you. That's their job. They'll figure it out. So don't lie to yourself. Tell yourself the truth. Like the one job I didn't get at FedEx that I kind of wanted at one time, like I didn't have a good interview and it ended up working out. Obviously everything in life worked out. I'm in a sweet situation now, but back then at that time, like I sat down at that interview table and just didn't want it as bad as I should have or could have. Because of that, I was just unfocused. You give that poop interview and then you leave. Then you go on to give a great one in your next opportunity and they offer you a job. And two people in those two situations, one of them might be wondering like, wow, I can't believe he got an offer. Like after he interviewed with us, I thought he was terrible. And the other person might be like, wow, I can't believe they just passed up on him. What a bunch of numbnuts. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah, we'll just turn right. Screw it. We don't care. We're not in a rush. It's not a race. We'll just take a little detour. Rather than go and drive down the one-lane road with fresh pavement, we'll just take a detour, drive 45 for a little bit, thanks to good old Berkey Bob, and then call it a wrap. If the kids were at my parents' house, wouldn't really be out of the way. Me and Steve Adonis, I guess I gotta go, what? 2 miles out of the way, really. Ain't that bad. Because I had to travel the same distance horizontally either way, but vertically, north and south, I should say. I wasted 2 miles. 1 mile down, 1 mile back. Right? Yeah. Oh! You know, one thing's interesting to me is I found this guy who used to work, so he was a package handler, moving boxes, whatever, and then like we got an email about our package handler. Apparently he had just been an employee at the other parcel sortation company in town. And they were giving us a call to let us know that he had just put out a YouTube video on them. He's probably going to put one out on us. And sure as could be, within like 2 days, there's this YouTube video about how terrible of an environment it is and how horrible it is to work here. And he just like makes this sensational content, I'll call it. And man, so this happens almost 2 years ago. I'm on TikTok yesterday. And I have no idea how this guy pops up because he's doing a totally different thing now. He's not making like sensationalized content about how terrible it is to work at. But I mean, he used to have videos of like why you don't want to work in the auto industry, why you don't want to work at FedEx, why you don't want to work at UPS, why you don't want to work at USPS, why you don't want to roof houses. And there was like tons of these videos of him just like shitting on every type of job that exists. And then I see him today and yesterday on TikTok making videos where he's doing math. And he's doing math in the same type of way, I guess, like it's sarcastic math, like it's all satire, or like, and people are like arguing with him, and he's in the comment, and then I'm like, oh my god, this guy has like thousands of comments and millions of views because he's just saying stuff like 5 times 5 is 55, and you're just like, wow, why are people watching this? Why is this what people do? And this guy's gonna get views and like all the things that come with like all those views and all that comes with like if you actually go out there and promote and make money or whatever. I don't know because I don't do any of that yet. Now, whatever you want to say, like I'm not at that level of like fans and interactions and viewers, and it's not why I'm doing this, right? Like I'm just trying to have a new routine in my car. But for this dude to have like 879,000 likes or whatever on TikTok, I was just like, wow. They'll just like arguing with you about math, and like some people find it funny and get in the comments and like laugh, and then that's how you get your like I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Unless there's 879,000 people that are like me and they're this confused by why other people are liking it. Maybe he's just got 25 bots that are commenting, and like you see how I go down this wormhole of thought. This is my wormhole of thought, and I don't know. It's just where I'm at today. So, oh, the daily drive number 5. Talking about work. Talking about, I think his name is Gerald. YouTube sensation. Not really, but makes sensational content. So, and then just talking about why do people watch content that is like, I don't know, somebody who gets out there and just is like 2 + 2 = 22, and they like write it on a whiteboard or whatever they do to try to explain that this is the actual math that we should have been taught back in the day. Like some psychopaths out there making that video, but why are like almost 1 million people like liking it and commenting and stuff? That's where I'm lost. Like I am just like scroll, and I happen to recognize this guy. I'm like, holy cow! Like I actually know someone who's doing something like with this much satire and like making money apparently off of it, just like based off of the numbers. I don't know. I really don't. I'll tell you this much though. If that guy is making good money and making a living doing that, more power to him. Totally support it. I think it's wild. I don't understand it. The viewers, I understand why he would be doing that. Like, oh man, if people love watching Mason talk to the camera every day in his car, I will do this for the rest of my life. I will do this every day for however long if people actually wanted to tune in and watch it. If I need to start making little short videos and putting up some little tiki-takis, like I will do it. But right now I'm just trying to build a good habit, and I don't think that like touching the camera and over again, making TikToks like that, I don't know, I don't dance, I don't lip sync, whatever, like that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for people that maybe want to just listen to somebody ramble on and have a nice monotone conversation with them. I don't know. I know it's not like a content creation goal here. There's quit nicotine and make videos while I do it. Maybe my kids have something to look at one day. Maybe my kids will find some of the things that I brought up to be absolute insanity. I don't know. But I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. 2 + 2, baby. 2 + 2. Shout out to my dude Gerald. If I remember his last name, I will let y'all know. What is the lowest wage you would work for? On the daily drive number 5 today, that is what I want to ask you. What is the lowest wage you would work for? What type of work would you be willing to do for that wage? So now this isn't just like, oh man, I'm not doing anything under like $10 an hour. Because if I said, will you send 5 text messages that just say, hey, every hour, and every hour that you do it, I'll pay you $7. You would do it. If that was all you had to do, like you just send the 5 text messages at the first minute of every hour and then you get paid, you would totally do it. You'd never say no. So like, I think to myself, like, okay, like let's say that was the task. You got to send 5 text messages that say, hey, to these numbers that I've provided the first, like, or just at least once every hour. However you want to do it, it's however you figure it out. So like you do this for what rate? Like $3, $4, $5? Like, I don't know. Like, so everything's a price, right? So like, what is the lowest amount that you're willing to be paid for like a type of work? And what do you got for me? This comes to mind because people always talk about how they're underpaid at work, and we have these admin roles where these admin are definitely to some degree underpaid or undervalued or under something. I don't know what it is. But then at the same time, we constantly get applicants and they come in the door and they like work for however long, and then eventually they feel like it's not worth it, so they quit. So like, because of the trend of turnover, I understand that we've got to identify that there's some sort of problem here. Is it the engagement? Is it the hours? Is it what is it? Because the work that they're doing really is quite simple, which is why so many people like apply, and then when they get the offer and they're like, well, like, yeah, I guess for this work I'll do it for this pay, but eventually they leave and like they get some skills or experience from us maybe, and they move on. I don't know if they go on to something better every time. I'm not somebody that gets to follow up on any of that. It's not really my role. But I do question, like, if we just aren't paying them enough, or if there's like a level of engagement, or what matters to you, what keeps you in your job. That's another question I got for you today on the Daily Drive. What keeps you at your job, right? Is it just the money? As long as the money is right, will you deal with pretty much anything? Or is it like, I need this luxury of working from home, or I need this luxury of these hours on certain days of the week, or like I need to be able to have some flexibility in my schedule, or I'm not working any more than this amount of hours no matter how much you pay me. What keeps you at your job? That's what I want to know. Aside from that, I'm almost home, so thanks for joining me on Daily Drive number 5. About to pick up my kids. I will see you all later.